mute all. And you can always unmute yourself and ask me any questions you need. And I'm going to spotlight my video for you. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we're in our chair, and an ideal chair is about where you're sitting at a 90, okay? I'm gonna scoot back, and then we're just gonna bring our feet, let our feet be easy on the floor. And we just wanna start by checking in, with our bodies and bring awareness and presence to where we are in this moment. And so go ahead and just close your eyes. And start to just settle into your body. Feel your body in this space, in this time. Notice the feet on the floor. Can you feel the texture of the mat or carpet or wood or even tile underneath your feet? And allow there to be a little bit of weight on your feet. Allow yourself to drop onto your feet and a little more connection to the ground. And then notice your seat, your hips, your pelvis. Can you just feel the chair underneath your pelvis? And allow there to be a little bit of weight in your pelvis. And then feel the shoulders and your neck. And we want to sense that there's this little bit of weight under the armpits. As if the shoulders could just kind of live easily on our rib cage. And so there's this just sense of dropping the shoulders into the ribs, a little weight under the armpits. And then the neck often holds a lot of tension for a lot of us. And so we want to feel the sense of easeful lengthening of the back of the neck or the top of the head upwards, and let it be easeful. Not over pushing for length. You're just asking, can I lengthen up to the ceiling just a little bit without losing my connection to my feet or my pelvis? And then I want you to bring your awareness and attention onto your breath. And see if you can find the breath in the body. See if the first movement of the class, where is my breath? Is my breath in my belly? Is it in my chest? Is it in my ribs? My shoulders? Is my breath deep or shallow? And just see if you can be curious about your breath. What's the pattern of your breath? Is it perceptible? And then let's bring both hands on the low belly. And now we're going to be actively breathing. We're going to keep this beautiful posture that we've established, this anchoring of our lower body, this gentle lift of our upper body, and then we're going to add an active breath. And we'll practice breathing into the belly. And so we're going to inhale into the belly, and you're going to allow your belly to expand. So allow the belly to go forward into your hands. It's like a balloon, you're filling it up. And then you're going to do an exhale out the mouth, and you're going to exhale, and you're going to draw actively that belly back towards your spine. And at the very end of that drawing in, you might even notice a little bit of an upward lift. And then again, we inhale through the nose, fill up your belly. Can you allow the belly to expand, but keep your posture long? What does that feel like? And then exhale, there's an exhale out the mouth. Drawing back, keep exhaling. We want to have this exhale be long and deep, and then at the very end of the exhale, can you feel a little bit of a sense of lift upwards? And we'll do two more. So inhale, expanding through the belly, front, back, sides of the belly of the waistline now. And exhale. Can your exhale be audible to you? Exhaling back, 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 and a little bit of that lift. Pelvic floor lift at the very end of that exhale. Last one, you're timing your breath. Find that inhale. Expanding, taking that to feel almost that the belly stretches on that inhale. And then exhaling out the mouth, deepening, 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 back, back, back. Keep going all the way back. And at the very end, a little bit of an uplift. The belly button almost slides upward. And then just let that go. Let's go ahead and bring our arms by our sides. And we're going to shrug the shoulders up to our ears. Really simple. Inhale, shoulders go all the way up. Can they touch your ears? Exhale, we slide them down. Inhale, slide up. Touch your ears. Exhale, slide down. Inhale, slide up. This time when we slide down, can we slide back and then down? Let's do a couple more like that. So we slide up, all the way up. Let those shoulders rise purposefully, and then draw them back on your rib cage and slide down. Let it be smooth. Let's actually do another one. So we inhale, they go up. Find them in the, slide them back, and then slide them down. Good, and then we'll just leave our shoulder blades kind of sliding down and back, okay? And then find your fingertips, wiggle your fingers. So we're gonna wiggle our fingers, bring awareness to your hands, and then start to keep wiggling your fingers, but you're gonna start to lift your arms up. And right at about shoulder level, we're gonna turn the palms. So we're gonna keep going up, and we're gonna keep doing this little wiggle fingers. And then we're gonna come back down. And we're gonna turn the palms downward as we come down. And we're gonna do a few more like that. So we're bringing awareness to our peripheral, and we're gonna come back up. Feel the space around you. And we're gonna change the palms and feel the space above you. And then come back down. And your breath is going the whole time, right? Notice as you move, do you hold your breath? Is there moments where we hold our breath? And one more time, let's go up. Turn the palms, keep coming up. And then we go down. Again, awareness of our peripheral space, of the space we're in right now. And then bring the arms down. Take your fingertips, we're gonna go to face tapping. So we're gonna tap the face. I'm gonna tap all along the bones of my face. And we're gonna do this little neural wake up for our face. Wakes up our bodies, wakes up our brain, and we start with tapping. And tapping can be very good even for any discomfort in the body. Tapping can help to decrease discomfort. So we're gonna start tapping all the bones, the cheekbones, the jawline. And as you tap your face, be curious about the face. Be curious about where you're touching, and notice, is there any spots of the face that might feel a little, sore, or there's more awareness or less awareness. Just notice what you notice. We'll just do another moment or two of tapping. Maybe you'll feel some heat start to rise in the face because we're increasing blood flow. And then we're going to pause with the tapping right around the TMJ joint area. There's a big nerve here called the trigeminal nerve, very important. And we're going to just keep tapping there. Okay, and then we're going to start to stroke down the face towards your collarbone. So it's down from that jawline, side of the neck, collarbone. We'll do about 10. Keep breathing, very light strokes. So just lightly, cheekbone to jaw. Yep, just from the cheekbone to the collarbone. 2 more times. Great. Okay, and then we're going to tap the head. Let's go up and over the head to the back of the neck. And we're going to tap the whole entire head. So you can start at the front and then all the way back, but you'll change. You want to go from the top and back, from the sides and back. And I'm going a little quick. You can go slower, it's totally fine. Really get into that skull. Can you feel that tapping in your head? We hold tension in our head. One more time, tapping all the way around. Find your ears. We're going to grab the ear, the bottom of your ears, you're going to pull down. And again, you don't over pull, don't hurt yourself. Slow pull and then pull out. So when we pull our ears, we do this on the airplanes to pop our ears. So we're actually stimulating our inner ears, our balance system lives in here. We're going to go down again, pull down, excuse me, pull out and pull up. And then the next time we're going to go down and we're going to let our jaw, little funny movement here, we're going to let our jaw open and close. And I get a pop when I do that, so you might too. Just 5. Okay, good, and let that go. We're going to close our eyes. We're going to close our eyes. We're going to do a little eye massage. I'm going to take my 3 fingers in the middle. And on today, the eye massage is going to be little pressure points. And so I'm going to place my hands on the crease of my eyelid. I'm going to keep my spine tall. My fingers, are on the crease of my eyelid. And all I'm going to do is, it's a dime-sized pressure. I'm just going to press gently inward. And then I'm going to release. And we'll breathe. We press gently onto that crease, this dime-sized pressure, and then release. Dime-sized pressure, and then release. And then you're going to go change your hands. You're going to go right on top of the eye itself. It's gentle. We're on the top of the eyelid, okay? Eyes are still closed, so right there in the center, you're going to press in a little bit, and then release. And press, and release, and press, and release. Move that fingers down so that you're right at the very base of the lid, and we'll do some presses here. So we're pressing in and release, press in and release. One more, press in and release. And now keep the eyes closed, but you're going to go underneath your eye. So you're no longer on your eyelid, you're underneath your eye, right on that bone that lives underneath your eye. And you're going to do 3 presses here. You're going to press in and release and press and release. One more time, press and release. And then let that go. Okay, and then we're going to do our last thing for our face. I think maybe 2 more things. Definitely 1 more thing. We're going to do a tongue circle. So we're going to circle. This is actually extremely a lot of work. You're going to feel your whole face kind of work. So the mouth will stay closed, and we're going to circle inside, on top of our teeth, inside the mouth, towards your left, and then we'll go to the right. So I'm going to trace my tongue. And I want you to press into your cheek and kind of push the lips forward. And you're just going to do 2 in each direction. Woo, it's a lot of work. At least for me, it feels like a lot of work. Okay. And once you've done 2 one direction, you're going to 2 the other direction. Oh, awesome, good, and rest. Okay, good. All right, let's go tapping your chest. Let that go. Just notice if the jaw, if you feel like you're a little more awake in your face, and that might have been like a little bit of work for some of us, and might even make us tired. So that's okay, because that's neural work makes us a little bit tired. So you're gonna just let's wake ourselves back up with tapping underneath the collarbones and your chest, and we're gonna do a little humming. This will be our last kind of neural seated exercise, and so. We're tapping because what happens when we start to hum or ah is that you're going to start to feel the chest have that vibration. And so you're going to know where you're in your room, maybe you have other people, but I can't hear you. So I'm just going to trust you're going to do it. So you're going to inhale, and we'll do the humming first. So we're going to exhale, and it's just a hum. And you're humming all the way till you finish your exhale. And then you'll inhale again. Inhale. You try to feel that humming in your chest. You also feel it, of course, in your throat and also in the face a little bit. Okay, and then let's do the next 2 with an ah. So you'll inhale, and you'll go ah. And inhale, ah. Okay, let it go, shake your hands. Let's go ahead and come up to standing, okay? We'll keep our chairs nearby for balance. Just place the chairs kind of to your, let's place them to the left side. Make sure you can still kind of see me. I'll back up. There may be a little mobility work here. So we're gonna have if you need to hold on, you can, but the chair is just on the left. We're gonna bring their feet parallel, hip width distance apart. Just feel your standing posture. Feel the feet on the ground, your spine in the air. And I want you to find something to gaze out at, above the screens ideally. So you're just looking out kind of on this horizon. And we're gonna move our body a little forward in space, just towards the toes. And my heels are still on the ground, I'm kind of leaning. And I'm gonna move my body back towards my heels. And I'm going to move my body in one piece towards my toes. You can hold on if you need to. And I'll move my body back towards the heels. And my eyes are on a singular point, but they're relaxed. The eyes might get a little tired, We're going to move our body forward and back in space. And we're waking up even more our vestibular balance system. We want to try to feel that dropping down onto the feet, so like we're heavy to the ground. And if it's available, go ahead and close your eyes and do the same thing. Shifting the body a little forward and a little back. Feeling the weight towards the toes and then the weight towards the heels. Let's do a few more, keeping weight downwards. Good, and then come back to center. Find that center, where's in between the front and back of your feet. Open your eyes, separate the feet a little bit, soften the knees. We're gonna do a little pelvic movement. We're gonna go through the joints of the body in a standing flow. So it's gonna be pelvis, and then we'll move through. So the pelvis is gonna be curling under you. Tailbone curls under, front of the hips lift up, and then the pelvis tips up and back. Pelvis curls under you, and then tips up and back. Let's try to keep the rest of the body kind of still and see if we can just mobilize through the pelvic. Like the pelvis was like a wheel. It rolls up and then it rolls back. Pelvis, front of the pelvis rolls up the front and then rolls back. Okay? And as we do this, notice if you're using your glutes a lot. Can you instead find a little bit of this work of the low belly to start to help to bring the pelvis up, which helps to lengthen out that low back. Let's just do 2 more. And all of these mobility work is incorporated into our Pilates work on the floor, okay? 1 more time, drawing that low belly up. Good, and then find a neutral pelvis. So tailbone long, pelvis steady. Bring your hands, let's have fingers towards our chest, here right in the middle of your sternum, kind of area we were tapping. We're not gonna move now the low back. I'm gonna see, can I sink my fingers into my chest and mobilize my upper back? So my upper back goes back. And then now my chest, my sternum goes forward, forward, and slightly up. And my sinks, imagine you could sink your hands into your chest. The shoulders might wanna take over. Can you keep the shoulders easy? And then the sternum goes forward and up. And sternum goes back and down. Back, back, back. And then the sternum goes up and forward. Yes, really sink that chest back, those ribs back. Try to round as you go back. And then bring the chest forward, 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 and up, 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 up. Feel when you come forward and up, that upper back gets a little work. 1 more time, can I sink my ribs back? Can they touch whatever's behind me? Yep, you get a stretch, hopefully, some of us. And then bring the ribs forward and up. Great. Okay, find neutral, bring your hands like this. We're gonna go into a little bit of side bending. So let's keep the knees slightly bent, I think. And we're gonna bring that right elbow, and you feel like your right elbow is gonna come down towards that right hip, and it's gonna bring you over, and you're like a little side stretch. And then we're gonna bring ourselves up, and that left elbow is gonna pull down and back. And back up. And right elbow pulls down and back, so you get a little bit of shoulder. Yeah, beautiful. And then we come back up. Right elbow pulls down and back. And back up. 1 more each side. Only go so far. That feels good for your body. And back up. Last one, we go down with the elbow. That way we're gonna get that shoulder into our backs. And then we go back up. Bring those arms forward. We're gonna do a standing windmill. So I'm gonna slide, my right hand is gonna slide past my left arm, and it's gonna start to open, a bow and arrow, I should say. This is called an open me up to the back. And then I'm just gonna close back in. So I'll go from the side. So I'm sliding my right hand inside. I like to do this touch here. I slide in across my chest. I'm gonna look and follow my arm as I open wide. And then I just fold back. 2 more times this side. Slide and open, look to the back, and then back. Good. Yes, beautiful. 1 more time. We slide along that inner arm, and we open. That looks great. All the way back. And then close. Let's go to the other side. So left hand's gonna slide in the inside of the right, across your chest. You follow it with your eyes, and you open and you reach. And then you close back. Coming across, open, reach, and back. And slide. And back. One more time. Slide. And reach. And back. And then arms down. Hands are going to rest just on the front of your thighs. We're going to go into a little hip hinges. Feet a little bit apart. The legs are going to kind of stay straight. Some of us might bend the knees a little bit. What's important is we keep our body, our torso long. Okay, so hands on the front of the thighs. And I want to, as I hinge over, I want to think of pushing my thigh bones back. I'm going to hinge over and I'm pushing a little bit my thigh bones back. And what that does is going to give us maybe a little stretch in our hamstrings. And then when I come up, I want to think my thigh bones push into my hands, and I come right back up to standing right on top of my feet. Inhale, thigh bones go back, I hinge over. Exhale, push thigh bones into your hands, stand up strong and tall. And again, thigh bones go back. And then thigh bones come forward, and I stand up tall. Feel your feet on the ground, thigh bones go back. And thigh bones come forward. Can I feel my spine long from the tailbone to my head? 2 more times. Thigh bones get to go back. And then thigh bones come forward. 1 more time. Thigh bones go back. And then they come forward and up. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to go to our feet. Come to standing all the way up. You're going to balance on your left foot. Right leg comes forward. All right, so balancing on the left, trying to make sure you guys can see me. Okay, and then I'm going to do we're going to do those foot waves here. So I'm really strong on that left leg. So part of the work is the balance work on the left. I'm right on top of that left foot. My left hip's hugging in. My hips are even. And then I'm going to focus on the foot. I'm going to think about the ball, my toes grabbing or starting to roll as if they're going to hold a pencil. I'm also going to think about the sides of my feet rolling in. I'm going to roll all the way down to the floor and the foot might cramp. And then I'm going to bring the toes back up and then the heel reaches. Let's do 4. So we curl toes, sides of the foot like there's a softball I'm trying to hold. And then I pull back up 2. Curl toes, sides of the foot. Pull back up 3. Curl toes, sides of the foot. And 4, an ankle circle. Just your ankle is going to circle. 2, so the legs stay steady. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Flex your foot. I want you to flex your foot. And then you're going to point the ball of the foot to the floor, a little Barbie foot. Pull your heel towards your calf. Can you feel your calf work? And then flex your foot. And then Barbie foot, ball the foot pushes. Can I pull my heel up, feel my calf? 1 more time, and then flex, and then push. Ball the foot pushes down. Can I find my calf? And then flex, and then release. Stand on both legs. Woo, a little bit of work. Okay, we're gonna go to the other side. Balance on your right leg. Find that right foot, stand right on top of it. You can hold on if you need. Hug your right hip in. And then find those toes of your left. Can I curl the toes and the sides of my foot and roll through to the ground and find your arch. And then toes pull back, heel reaches. Curl toes, sides of the feet roll in, roll down, pull the toes back up. Yes, good. And toes, sides of the feet, and pull back up. 1 more time, curl toes, sides of the feet, all the way. See how much you can go, and then pull back up. Legs stay still, ankle circle. 1, 2. Can I stay relaxed in my foot as I circle it? 4, 5, 6, 7. Other way. 1. How much tension do I need to accomplish this little mobility exercise? 3, 2, 1. And then Barbie foot. Push the ball of the foot down. You're going to find your calf. So the heel reaches up. I want to feel my calf work. It's an active calf exercise. And then go ahead and flex. And then push. Ball of the foot pushes. Find your calf. And release. And then ball of the foot press. And then release. Good, and then stand on both feet. Stand a little wider. You're gonna imagine you're in a big barrel. We're gonna go to your hips again. So the body stays long. I'm gonna slide my hips to the right. I'm gonna slide my hips back through that hip hinge we just did, around to the left and forward. And when I go forward, let's be aware that when we go forward, it's the pelvis and the hips that go forward. I'm not sitting in my low back. My back stays long, and it's the pelvis, it's the hips that go forward. And then we continue around. You can pick your pace. You can go a little quicker, you can go a little slower, but I want you to really carve out the sides of this barrel so that that's where you're gonna get those, some of us will feel on those edges, the stretch of the hip and the mobility that we're after here. We'll just do one more this direction. And then we're gonna go the other way, around the other way. 4, one more. Awesome. And then come back to center. We're gonna bring our feet underneath us, and we're gonna go into a roll down. So we're gonna start with our heads. We're gonna do 3 roll downs. We're gonna lift the head, the face, it's gonna lift up. And I want you to look up. And when we look up, we're not cutting off the back of our neck, but I'm lifting, even my chest gets to lift. I'm going into a little bit of extension, but it's a supported extension. I don't wanna fall into myself. I'm lifting, so think of lift. And then I'm gonna turn my head like it's a wheel, and it rolls towards my chest. And then my shoulders roll forward. And use your eyes, see where you're going, and continue to roll yourself down. Now, you can bend the knees as you need to. You're gonna roll all the way down. Wherever that is for you. When you get there, shake the head no. Shake the head yes. Then soften your knees, feel your feet on the ground, and roll yourself slowly back up. The pelvis is gonna roll under you first. So that motion we learned a moment ago, the front of the pelvis lifts up, tailbone goes down, we roll through the spine. All the way, keep rolling up, 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 look up, lift up. And then exhale, roll head, chest, ribs, melting forward. Melt through your spine, bend your knees as you need. Use your eyes so you can see where you are. Softening at the bottom, inhale. On your exhale, from the pelvis, roll up. Can you pick up the front of the hips and start to pull them up so that you stack the spine back up. We'll go one more time. Look up, lift up, see up. Feel the lift. See the sky, see the ceiling. Let your chest lift a little bit too. There you go. And then roll the head. Let the shoulders roll. Rounding, almost you could image you're like a little roly-poly bug. Rolling in on yourself. Hanging towards the ground. Relaxing at the bottom. Bend the knees as much as you need so you can allow your shoulders to drop and you can allow your head to fall. Oftentimes we keep a lot of tension in our head. Can you let the head drop? Inhale. On the exhale, find your feet and pick yourself back up. Unrolling the spine nice and long. All the way tall. Whew. Okay, good. We're going to do one more standing exercise. It's called a compass lunge, and it works on balance, and it also works on knee mobility, ankle mobility, and for runners, this is actually an important one too. Okay, so we're gonna imagine we are in the middle of a clock or a compass. Okay, so right in front of us is 12 o'clock. All right, and then the numbers go around like that. We're going to be parallel. I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to step forward to the side of 12 o'clock. My back leg stays totally straight. And my body just kind of shifted forward and I land, and I'm looking straight ahead, and I'm there. And then I just bring myself back to where I started. Good, not too hard. Let's go forward again. Step forward, land. Your body moves forward in space, and then you bring yourself back. Good, feel your body move forward, look ahead, find a gazing point, and then bring yourself back. 2 more times. Find your foot, land, feel solid, feel steady, and then come back. Last one, come forward. Hips are forward, we're parallel. And then we come back. Good, we're gonna go to about 1 o'clock, 1:30, step to 1:30, 45 degrees. Now check your body. So I'm not rotated, I'm still, my body's still facing straight ahead, but my leg went slightly out and my feet are still parallel. Back leg is straight, and then I just come back to where I started. Can I move integrated in one piece? Land, and then back. Yes, there we go. Land, and back. Beautiful, 2 more. Land, 45, bring yourself back. 1 more, land, and back. We're gonna go directly to the side, directly side. Land, you might feel an inner thigh stretch, and come back. And we land, where our eyes, find a focus point, find your breath, and back. Last one, and back. We're gonna try going back. It's about back 45. It's not a very big step. I'm just gonna step back small. My back knee still bends. My front leg is still straight. So a little revert. We often want to bend the front, but we're gonna keep the pattern. And then I just come back to center. I step back. It's not super big. I bend the back knee. I'm still parallel. I come back. And be light. So, be light. You don't have to overly bend the knee. Feel the balance. You might feel a stretch in your calf here or the front of your foot. It's very possible. And one more time, stepping back and then coming forward. Beautiful. Good. Stand. Just feel yourself in space. And then we're going to go to the other side. So stepping forward, land. Feel that wherever that is on this side. Did that back leg stay straight? Did your heel stay on the ground? And then come back. And move forward in one piece, land solid, and come back. 2. Look straight ahead, see where you're going. And come back. Is it more awkward on this side? Is it harder on this side? Just notice. One side usually is, so just notice for you. Where are those spots in the body that need a little tuning? Let's go 45. Let's go side, and then we'll pause the first one and check. Do my feet stay parallel? Where's my body? Is it straight ahead? My foot's out to the side. Good. And then back. And move forward in space, land, and then back. And forward. Now find a gaze, now that you know where it is. You don't have to look at the screen. Look ahead of the screen so you can feel in your body what you do. One more time. And then back, and then we'll go directly side. Be careful if you have your chair there. And then back. And move to the side, looking ahead, and back, and just feel your body moving in space. And moving back. We move in space, catch ourselves, we come back. Yes, one more time, moving. Yeah, awesome, and back. And then we're gonna step back. We pause on the first one. Did I bend my back knee? My front leg still stays straight. And then I come back. It's not a huge step, small, so I can really feel the bend of that knee. Maybe I get a little calf opening and back. And move back in space. And then I come forward. And feel what that feels like. What is it like to move backwards in space? And back. One more time. Back. And then center. Good. Take your hand. We're going to do a little wrist prep because I want to do a little hands and knees. And you're going to do a little bit of these kind of wrist circles, if you will. A little bit, check out my wrists. They're kind of doing a little piston action. Okay, then go the other way. Good. Think wrists, wrists, wrists. Yep, there we go. And then you're gonna flex your hands like this and push forward. Getting a stretch through the hands. Yeah, is it a little intense, yeah? The webbing of our hands is like, hold on. We usually don't do this stretch. Okay, good. And then you're gonna pull back. When you pull back, it's as if I'm pulling my fingers a little bit apart. Elbows are sharp, shoulders are down. Yeah, and then push forward again. And you do you, right? So if it's still a little bent, but you feel a stretch, that's fine. Don't over push. Your body adjusts as you do things over and over again. And then you pull. One more time. Press forward where you feel a stretch. What about those thumbs? Could we stretch your thumbs? Yes, we can't leave out the thumbs. And then we come back. And then we're going to make a fist. Hold on super tight, like you were gripping something for dear life. And then release. Let it go. And hold on, grab, and release. Hold on, super tight. Maybe the face has to make a face too. And then release. And two more. Hold, 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 hold. And then release. One more. Hold, grip, 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 and release. And shake. Shake as if you had cold water on your hands. Maybe you can hear your fingers kind of snap together. Let's do a little bit more shaking. Okay, awesome. And then we're going to transition to hands and knees on the floor. So this is where you might want your blanket or pillow. I like to have it maybe a little bit of a, not too high of a pillow, okay? Because we're going to kneel on it. So we're going to take your time to getting down onto the ground. We're going to make our way to just a little bit of all fours work. Now, hopefully you're feeling that the hands are awake. Now, if anyone, all fours doesn't work, you can do some of this against the wall, okay? So you could be, you just be in a long spine position. So knees are underneath your hips, hands are right underneath your shoulders. Yeah, great, just take your time. And then I want you to just feel for a second, when you set yourself up, where do you feel the weight of your body? Are you loaded in your arms? Or are you way back in your legs? Most of us are going to be in our arms. We just kind of go forward, right? So I want us to kind of shift our body back so that there's more load in the lower body. So my hands, my arms become a little light. And then we'll shift back even a little more. Let's all shift back even more. And then we're going to see, can we lift our fingers off the ground? Just your fingers lift up. And then press the fingers back down. We're going to slide a little forward. We're just going to do 3 of these. So I'm going to slide back. And I'm going to see, can I lift my fingers off the ground? Not my palms, but my fingers. It's been a lot of work. Maybe you just think about it. And then lower the fingers down and slightly come forward. One more time. Slide back. Lift fingers any amount off the ground. You're going to feel your hands work. And then lower the hands down and shift forward. All right, find center. Let's round. Let's just go into a cat. Rounding your back. You're going to have that tailbone curl under you. The spine's lifted. The head is dropped. Push the floor away. Feel how the shoulders slide wide and up toward your ears a little bit. And then let the pelvis go back. Roll through. Let your heart come forward. Let the shoulders draw down and into the spine. And then exhale, round the back. Full exhale. Look at your belly when you round. Inhale. Go the other way, tailbone lifts, heart reaches forward, shoulders slide in and down. One more time, round. And then roll through. Good. And then find neutral. And you're going to shift your legs to one direction. You're going to come to your seat. And I'm going to sit on my blanket, but if you have a high pillow, just don't sit on the pillow because it might fall off there. So if you have a blanket, you can sit on your blanket if you want. We're going to do a little bit of half rollbacks, getting into the low abdominals, okay? So the hands are behind your thighs. And it's the same motion we were working on when we were standing. And that's why I emphasize that movement so much, is because it's a very important movement when we get into this deeper work of the abdominals. So the hands are behind your thighs. You're lengthening up nice and tall. And I want us to feel that the pelvis starts to curl under us. So curl the pelvis under. And then you're going to be curled under here, feeling the front of your hips lifted up. Shoulders are easy, and the back of the ribs is dropping back and up. So it's both of those motions, the thoracic movement and the pelvic movement. Then we just hold. And we just want to feel that abdominal work. Now, we don't have to go too far back. So I'm in a little C curve, Norma. I'm trying to curl the pelvis under. My feet are on the ground. Yeah. And I'm just trying to curve my spine back. Yep, beautiful. Yes. Keep your feet grounded. Keep that pelvis under you. And then you're going to keep this shape. Just bend your elbows. Bring yourself over your your sits bones, and then you grow nice and tall. All right, awesome. And we go again. Exhale, curl pelvis under. Let the ribs, let that sternum sink back. Can I get my sternum? So here, let's all think about the back of our ribs. Can the back of your ribs slide back and up the back wall of where you are? What does that do to the motion? It might give us more of a stretch, and it might give us more abdominals. And then we're going to keep this shape, and we're going to bring ourselves back up, and we grow nice and tall. Let's do one more. So we're going to slide, roll the pelvis under you. Take a look-see, and then feel the ribs reach back. Good, yes. And then use your, yep, beautiful. Feel the ribs. Imagine your ribs could go back and slide up the back wall. Aha. And then use your arms and come back up. Beautiful. That's really nice. Yeah, Norma, that was it. That was great. Okay, so now you can keep your hands there, or you can have no hands. We're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna try with our arms straight, or they can stay behind the back. Make sure the feet, we're gonna try to keep our feet on the ground, okay? And you wanna be at a long 90 with the legs. We're gonna inhale. On the exhale, we're gonna keep a length through our spine as we curl back. So think you're still lengthening upwards. So we don't wanna slouch too much. We wanna get long as we roll back and find the back, imaginary back pockets of your pants. Can I rest on the back pockets of my pants? Pause, take an inhale. Exhale, bring yourself up. And inhale, tall. Exhale, curl. Keep length upwards as you curl under. So feel like there's this little lift up through the crown of the head, even though you're rolling back. Notice if that changes the work. Inhale. Exhale, come up. Nice and tall. Inhaling. One more time. We exhale to curl back. Find the back pockets, the back of the pelvis. Can you rest there? Find that groundedness through the pelvis. And then bring yourself back up and nice and tall. Good. I'm going to move my blanket. We're going to make our way all the way to the ground. So either you can use your hands or no hands. Arms forward. Inhale. On exhale, make sure your chair is not behind you. And then we're going to roll back. Start with the pelvis. I want you to find the back of your pants first. Back of the pelvis. Find that. Once you found that, the next part of your spine that meets the ground is the low back. The low back comes down next. Then it's the mid back. Then the upper back. Shoulders, head. We're on the ground. Arms circle around by your sides. Bring your feet in a little bit. Feet are in. Feet are about hip width distance apart. We're going to do a neutral bridge. So you're going to find your feet. You're going to press down with the feet into the floor. And you're going to lift the pelvis, the hips up to the sky. Now, we want to lift from our legs and make sure we're not pushing in our low backs, okay? So if you feel your low back, can you curl that pelvis under you a little bit? Can you feel the feet push the ground away a little bit more? And just hold steady. We're going to hold an isometric here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to lengthen the pelvis towards your heels and lower down in one piece. Lower all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, press your feet down. Lift the hip bones up to the sky. Use your feet to lift the pelvis. Ribs stay soft. Lift up, 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 up with the pelvis. Only so far you stay in your legs. You might have to stay low if you go into your back, okay? At the top, we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We lengthen the pelvis forward. We lower ourselves down. One piece. We're going to do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, press down to lift up. Hips lift from by your feet, pushing. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Stay at the top. We inhale and we exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach the pelvis towards your heels. Lower down one piece. We have one more time. Inhale. Exhale, feet press, pelvis lifts. Lift your hip bones up. Lifting up. Find the floor beneath you to press your pelvis up. And we hold and we breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthen the pelvis forward. Lower, lengthen all the way back down to the mat. And then slide your arms to a T position, reaching through those fingertips like we did at the beginning of class. Feel your shoulders heavy. The feet will stay the width that they are, and you're going to let your legs fall to the right. You're going to let your head roll to the left. And then the legs and head are going to come back to center at the same time. Inhale. And exhale, your head and legs go the other way. Inhale, head and legs come back to center. Exhale, they go the other way. Inhale, come back to center. Couple more. Exhale, roll. Little twist. Inhale. Then exhale, come back to center. Let's do one more each side. Over you go. And come back to center. And last one, let's let the legs go left, head goes right. And then back to center. Interlace your hands and place them behind the base of the head. Elbows are going to lift about 45 degrees. Shoulders slide down and up and in onto those ribs. We're going to imprint the spine. So you're going to draw your pelvis under you, so making the back flush to the mat, okay? So we're imprinting your back into the floor. We're going to take an inhale into your diaphragm, into the belly here, the low ribs. When you exhale, let's exhale out the mouth so that we can draw ourselves up from the exhale. And the ribs will slide down and in. Head is easy, it's just along for the ride. I'm lifting myself from my center. And then I'm going to go back down, inhale. Just 2 more like that. Inhale, on the exhale, lift up. Deepen the exhale so you can lift yourself high off those shoulder blades. Head is easy. And roll back down. Exhale, lift yourself up. Up, 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 up. Inhale, back down. The next time you come up, we're going to stay up. So we inhale. Exhale, head floats up. Lift up to those head floats. We're in this ab curl. And then we're going to bring one leg up, tabletop. And we're going to bring the other leg up, tabletop. Draw the legs together. They touch in the middle. Then separate the legs. And then we go one leg down, other leg down, head floats down. Let's repeat that 2 more times. Keep the back flush to the mat the whole time. And if bringing the legs bothers your back, you can always keep the legs down. So let's inhale, exhale, head floats up. And then one leg floats up, other leg floats up. Squeeze the knees together, separate the legs, one leg down, other leg down, head floats down. Inhale, last one, we exhale, head floats up. One leg comes up, other leg comes up. Squeeze the legs together, separate the legs, one leg down, other leg down, and the head floats down. Good, just hug the knees into your chest and rock the low back against the floor a little bit. So massage your low back against the floor, a little rock. All right. And then we're going to just bring one leg down the other, and we're going to make our way briefly to our bellies. So if you need a little extra support under your belly, you could use your blanket or a wide but small pillow to place under the belly. We're going to lay on our bellies. And you're going to have the hands stacked under under your head. And just get kind of cozy on the floor, a little belly time. So you lengthen one leg and then the other, and just get a little cozy on the ground. And then you're going to inhale, and you're going to lift You're going to press the pelvis into the ground, and you're going to lift the head and arms off the floor. Just lifting up. And you're going to hold this. It's a small lift. I'm just barely lifting my upper body off the ground. It can be really small so that you feel just the upper back. You don't want any extra tension in the low back. And then we lower back down. I'm just going to do 2 more. Inhale, lift, barely off the ground. Pelvis presses in, upper body lifts. And lower down. One more time. We lift up, whatever amount that is, and then take your arms to a T position. Take your arms out to your T. And hold and breathe. One more breath. And bring your hands under your forehead. Lower down. Bring your hands now by your ribs. You're going to tuck your toes. Now, some of us are going to press up to a half plank. Some of us are going to press up to a full plank. You're going to inhale. On the exhale, I'll press up to half plank so we can see that. We're going to use our arms. We press ourselves up, half plank. We're back to this all fours, or we go to full plank. Pause wherever you are, either full or half plank, and breathe 3 breaths. 2 more breaths. Hold steady. And then lower the knees down, widen your knees, sit back, little child's pose. Foreheads can rest on the ground, walk your hands forward. Take an inhale. And then on the exhale, just roll yourselves up to any kind of comfortable seat. And let's just take our moment. I'm a little over class, but that's okay. We'll just bring our hands onto the chest for a moment, onto your heart. And just acknowledgement of your efforts, of showing up, of the gratitude for this ability to be in our bodies and move our bodies. It's a gift. And I thank you guys for coming to class. Thank you so much. We're going to come back